Raj is actually the founder of Bible Systems, and also Chirakhanda Foundation, which is a 501(c), which Sapkan is a part of. Chirakhanda Foundation was put together by Raj's father, who passed away 2 years ago. He was a teacher in India, and Raj thought very highly of him and wanted to share that memory of his father here in America. We will start with our presentations. Becky will be doing business objects, designer in Universe, and web intelligence, and Bill will be doing Crystal Reports, which is another business objects software. They all combine together, actually. Business Objects has had many different programs that combine together to run together. And then the other Bill is going to be doing SAP Sales to Cash.
Okay, business objects, the way that I was introduced to it is confusing in the beginning, but once you grasp onto it, it's pretty much like using any other program. You learn one trick and you catch on to others. First main thing that you need to do with business objects is create a universe, which is basically using a database and what you're going to pull out of it. So when you use that database, you're going to create a universe, and you name it what you're going to name it and put a description. And you can go so far as, for those that are programmers, you can go down to the SQL level. Okay, and once you get your universe done, you end up with bringing in the tables from your database. And if you're not computer savvy, I heard somebody saying they were computer deficient, which is a temporary thing. Trust me, I know that one. And when you bring up everything from the database, you come up with these tables. And these tables have keys. And you connect each table to one another so that you can pull everything together to get the next. Okay, it gives you your parameters where you can make your changes with the tabs up here. And once you've done that, you've already done business objects. Once you do it one time, it takes you maybe a little bit longer. But once you get it, you can put a universe together in like 5 minutes. Once you've been practicing. So it's not something to be afraid of. It's just, I hate to say it's like another Microsoft. But, I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like just another Microsoft. But it has its idiosyncrasies that makes it different from Microsoft and easier to work with. It's actually easier. Okay? Any questions?
Where do you teach all of the classes?
Well, right now I've been teaching in Addison and Chicago. I'm taking classes in Addison and Schaumburg. In Chicago, I basically go wherever I'm needed. So I'm flexible. If I'm needed in Westmont, I'll be in Westmont.
So anybody who wants to have a meeting and learn and teach, you can do
Right.
that.
Yeah, I go through Raj, and then I would be more than happy to do it. Okay, thank you.
Crystal Reports is one of the components under the SAP umbrella, if you will. Crystal Reports is more sort of a reporting tool. It's similar to Access in that you can manipulate data. The thing with Crystal Reports is It primarily focuses on the intelligence of the business objects, or those points, those factors, those KPIs, key performance indicators that are key to business success. What it focuses on is manipulating, monitoring, and better controlling those components to give you a better overall idea. It's like the litmus test or the pulse, if you will, of the business. Okay? When you actually want to go into Crystal Reports, you basically want to start out with a blank report that looks like this. There are a number of ways to select, if you will, the criteria, the KPIs. The thing about Crystal Reports is that it interfaces with almost all database-like programs, like Access, like Excel. If you create certain data in Access, in Excel, what it allows you to do is to import that data over where you would not otherwise be able to manipulate and configure the data from that aspect. You can manipulate it over, export it into Crystal Reports, and then you can manipulate the data there. Crystal Reports is also known for the nice reports, the nice configuration that it provides. This is where you actually want to start off with a blank report here, and you go to your database. This is where you start adding fields. Once you actually go starting, just putting the data fields in place, once you've actually selected them and put them in place, what you can then do is go to the preview slide, and this is what a preview of the report is going to look like. It makes nice, neat, concise reports, particularly for those factors that influence business or the intelligence of the business. You can also add things, like a lot of people are visual. You may want to add a picture, or you may want to add a chart that actually shows a little bit better understanding of the data that you've gathered. Like this. It just gives a little bit better graphical representation of what the actual data is actually saying. And that's basically it. Crystal Reports. I didn't have an opportunity. I was trying to put together something that I heard about in the news. It was a project, so to speak, where they're saying now that Chicago CPS children, Chicago public school children, a lot of them are unfortunately involved in violent crimes. What I was going to put together was a chart for you that you can basically manipulate certain data. You can basically see where the crime statistics are based on zip code. You basically can tell the mortality rate of CPS kids simply by the zip code that they live in. It would have showed you that data. So I'm trying to get an opportunity. But it does things like that. Any questions?
How much it is going to cost? The product?
The product is going to, you mean Crystal Reports?
Yeah. One user?
One user, Becky?
One user is the cost of like Microsoft Office. It's $500.
$500. Any additional questions? Anyone else?
If you, what other businesses currently are using the system?
Well, a lot of businesses are using the actual program. A lot of those companies use Oracle, where they track and manipulate data. It kind of transcends all fields, all aspects of all businesses. Again, it pertains to the pulse, the key performance indicators, those items that are important to the success of the business.
The U.S. government does, and a lot of your major corporations.
Department of Defense.
Department of Defense.
U.S. Navy. Postal Department.
U.S. Navy.
DuPage County. DuPage County.
DuPage County.
DuPage County.
Chicago Metropolitan Water.
Chicago.
Well, like we said, a lot of your major corporations and government agencies are using Crystal Reports and SAP.
So anybody that does any type of tracking, data manipulation, data management, they could possibly have a need for SAP. This is Crystal Reports.
also like to point out there's other great companies that use SAP that are right here. Kraft Foods. My wife works at Kraft Foods. She does this in the HR area, SAP. Also, up in Milwaukee, there's Allen Bradley, the Bradley Center. Rockwell International. There's lots of companies around here that also do it. What we're going to talk about, though, right now is sales to cash. And that's what we mostly do when we buy stuff. And this is an everyday occurrence. And what we start out with is we start out with creating an order. And that's what we're going to do here. And they create an order. And this is the document flow. And I'm winging this a little bit because I was just asked to do this when I showed up today. But we're going to create an order. And after we create a standard order, then we're going to work on creating a delivery. And I hope the next slide goes there. Well, I'm being honest here, folks. Yes, and once we got this, in order to do the order. And then we're going to work on creating the delivery. And after we create the delivery, then we're going to work on creating the picking. We're going to do the picking, which is, I'm not making this clear. Let me try and clear this up. You got an order, somebody wants to buy something, and he gives you money for whatever it is, product X, Y, Z. And at that time, then you put in an order. You don't make anything until you get the order, because you don't know what you're going to need or what's going to happen. And it's one of the powers of SAP, because on the back side, it can do all the work of trying to figure out how much materials you're going to need once the order starts and gets generated for the raw materials. But anyhow, once you got the order, then you do the delivery. And you create a delivery. And a delivery is an estimated time far out in the future, however much time you need for going through the whole development process of that product to make it from a manufacturing point of view. Such as Baxter, and I think, what's the other one up there? Abbott Labs. Yeah, whenever they're going to create pills, Abbott's 100% SAP too. And I was just trying to think of that. But until they get that order, they're not going to create anything. Then they do the delivery, and they got their delivery date that they're shooting for out in the future. And then at that point, then we're going to go through, and they're going to go through the delivery, and then they're going to turn that, and then they're going to do the next step, which is picking. And we're going to pick the stuff off the warehouse shelves so that we can make a delivery. And then there's picking, and then we do, from picking, once we do the picking, and that's when the guy actually goes through the warehouse, and they might have stock not reserved, but stock available to ship out for whatever reason. It's available to ship, say, pills from Abbott to Walgreens for some medicine. So at that point, then they take that, and the guy goes through the warehouse, picks it, and then he does post-goods issue. And by post-goods issue, we're mailing it out the door. It's gone on a truck. It's being delivered to the customer. And then finally, the next thing, if we can have the next slide, should be billing. When we got things. But after we got the post-goods issue done, then we have the billing, which we actually send the bill to the customer for the money and receive. And that's basically sales to cash. Now, there's a couple things I'd like to point out about SAP with Raj and Livo and ITCAN and all this other wonderful stuff that's going on. You know, I have a learning disability, and I'm a mainframe programmer originally, and that's what I was on, a mainframe project that just ended last week. And I've come back here because I knew that the future of SAP is my future, because in the past, when I was working at Case New Holland, the tractor company up in Racine, they were in the process of converting all their systems from IMS COBOL to SAP. And because of that, and there's other companies that are doing it. Kraft did that. Kraft was all IMS DB2, and they just threw it all out, and now it's 100% SAP. You don't do anything else there. So there's been big changes in the industry, and because SAP works so good with so many different companies, because it interrelates so much stuff, it makes everything so much easier for the accounting side. But what I want to really point out about Raj, though, in this place is, Raj, he's the mentor. Now, he's taught me everything I know about SAP, and I really appreciate that, and I can't humbly thank him enough for that. But the best part about Raj is, unlike any other consulting company, such as the one I was with just recently, that I was doing this COBOL project on, they don't do any follow-up, and they don't care, and they're not there. And if I have a question, I can't ask them because they don't know. I can call Raj, and if I can't get a hold of Raj will give me somebody else on the Weibull system staff that I can talk to if I do not understand what is going on. And that is the big difference here. And that's the big difference for people with difficulties of any type. That they know that there's going to be support, and you're not just left to be fed to the crows. And that's very important. And I don't know if this was ever here pointed out today, but I think it's important. Because I know when I was at Kohler working for Raj, he was there and he was supporting. And he thought it was a tough client. And he had 2 other consultants there at the same time, and he couldn't, it was driving him crazy because they were a very demanding client. But not all clients are that tough. And it was a reward-winning experience, and I look forward to my next experience and my next opportunity to work for Raj in place in another job. But and all I have to say is thank you. Thank you so much.
At this point, if we're not going to open it up for question and answer, I'd like to thank everybody and thank my staff, event staff planning team. We did a lovely job. And again, like Bill said, would like to personally thank Rod for his involvement with me. We did that. Just one year ago, I was actually being trained in the SAP Business Object and SAP Crystal Report, and now I am mentoring it and going out and trying to promote SAP Gen. Like I said, would you like to personally extend my gratitude to Ron and the rest of the SAP Gen staff.
You do a wonderful job at it.
He is one of our better mentors for us going out.
He's very good at explaining.
Now, what corporations, where is everybody working now?
Well, some of us are working directly with Weibull, and others of us are mentoring, and like that, I've now recently been out promoting SAP Gen to organizations, conferences. Go ahead.
Are you currently working with Pepsi-Cola, Coca-Cola, or any of the soft drinks, right?
Yeah, we actually started working with many of them, and right now the hiring for the permanent opportunities is very low. So not much hiring, but at the same time, contract opportunities are more. The reason could be many of the organizations overreacted and they let go many people, and you need people to do the job, day-to-day business. So that is becoming difficult, and at the same time they don't have courage to do the hiring. So the contract jobs are more. For example, good example is Caterpillar. Caterpillar, they got rid of I think 30,000 or 40,000 people, and now their sales are jumping exponentially, and they need a lot of people, but they're not hiring at the same time. Somebody has to do the job, so they are hiring many contractors. We have around almost 10 people over there working for more than 1 year, and that's good. But the difficulty here is if there is something like 9 to 5 local job, like maybe Pepsi or Kraft Food or Office Max, there are many companies. SAP is being used in many companies right here, but the hiring for the permanent is very, very low. So that's where the problem is. But right now, what we are focusing is, if we can get this opportunity and get into contract roles, that's going to keep us ball rolling. When the economy come up, when they're going to open up the permanent opportunities, we'll have better chances because we are already SAP learned. Because just now, Brian was saying 1 year ago, he just started now, he's mentoring at various universities. And yeah, we try to compensate for the effort what they're doing. But our goal is to get a permanent job. You know, most of the public sectors, counties and villages, bigger villages, like city of Memphis and city of Denver, there are many cities running on SAP, Sacramento, and like I said, Chicago.
Raj, is George, I'm going to see him tomorrow, the mayor of Naperville. Are you following up with him? Have you had any more
Yes,
meetings?
he actually is kind enough to give us an opportunity for all of us, the people with physical challenges, the IT CAN group and SAP CAN group, to come to a meeting on November 2nd.
Good.
So, and we'll be talking about the success stories, and we usually using this kind of seminar to showcase what we are capable of. And in this process, somebody, like say, you are a hiring manager, you see the good work what Brain is doing, maybe, you know, I have a job, you want to join me? You know, that's what we are expecting. So these seminars, we would like to invite more and more organizations which are running on SAP. Like I said, here itself, Chicago Metropolitan Water Reclamation District is a very big SAP shop. They are running on SAP for the past 15 years. DuPage County, Comet, NIPO, there are so many organizations. And next door, Office Max is next door. And also Conagra, then Molex, that's also next door building. So we are hoping, we have a lot of positive hope that one day we'll get there.
We could go to your website and see all the different companies that are working
Yes.
off of the program?
Yeah, if you go to our website, you can see our customers, like the customers with whom we are already working. Like we sell the product, so we sold to Department of Defense, U.S. Navy, and the nuclear industries. So you can see all our clients.
It'd be nice to have a list too of the people that use the SAP. You know what I mean? To have it on your site. So when people are looking at the site, they could say, oh, all of these companies, maybe I know somebody there. So when you're looking, you know,
That's a good point.
as a point of reference, yeah.
That's a good point. We'll incorporate that in our website, Monica. We'll take, thank you, Len.
Raj, one other, before I forget, on the 15th, Freddie Mitchell from the Trib is going to be there.
Okay.
And he's very close to, before I forget this, the business writers, they write every day, so we want everybody to know about SAP, both through the newspapers, but also through Fred, who can then recommend you set up a meeting with the Trib. You know,
So Robert, you mentioned your program on the 15th. Mention your program.
Oh,
on the 15th.
yeah, I do a TV and radio show. I've been on radio and TV for the last 27 years. And I talked to everybody from Billy Williams, who was a Hall of Fame baseball player with the Cubs, to Barbara Bush, the president's mom, to, oh gosh, I don't know, John Denver when he was alive. Kind of notables.
On the 15th, you're having.
And we still have some, we still have six, I think we have 6 left. We're going to be in downtown Lyle. I mean, right by the train station in a place called, give me a minute, I'm on information, on brain overload for a minute. Because we just did something else downtown
That's all right.
Chicago
That's okay.
yesterday, but we're going to be
You've
at
got the-
Aviva
Yeah.
Restaurant and
Yeah.
Pizzeria at 1017 Front Street. Anybody interested, I'll give you a card later, but it's going to be quite a nice evening. And you'll meet Freddie Mitchell and Dan Proft, who ran for governor of Illinois, who's got a lot to say about maybe what he thinks the future ought to look like in Illinois and the country. So it should be a nice evening. Lynn West here has sung, has a beautiful voice, and has sung on my show. That particular night, you'll meet Sean Harris.
Yeah, he's an
And
excellent.
Lynn, he's got quite a voice as well. He has performed all over the world, and I think you're in for a treat. Anybody that does attend, just seeing Sean Harris alone
He's really
is quite remarkable. So,
Thank you.
and Lynn, thank you.
Thank you. And another initiative is Monica is working with her team. We have Sue Martini and Alma and Pooja Kapani, and who's not here, but they're all working very hard to train people, the women basically. We have trained more than 45 women, and we are trying to place all these people in permanent jobs, contract jobs. But like I said, right now the permanent is really little slow, so at least we are trying to work with other organizations on contract kind of rules for the time being.
Right, one more thing before I forget. Ellen from Primerica. You met Ellen at the last
Yes,
show. They
yes.
spun off Citibank, and you ought to definitely sit with Ellen because they had their initial public offering and they're ready to roll. They're going great guns. They're out of Georgia, but they have quite a few people here in Illinois.
Okay.
So you should definitely try to talk with Ellen Reeds about what's going on.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Great group.
All right.
Yes, we are growing. So we are spreading the word, and I request everyone to spread the word. And we have many mentors here, starting from Bill Rose, and Monica, and Vicky, and Sue Martini, Alma. We have so many people who can help. And most of the training can be done online too, for the people who cannot travel all the way. So we have that facility too. We sit at your home, and we will be either in office or at home. We use the tools like Citrix, GoToMeeting, WebEx, and DimDim. There are many tools. We go. Some of their stuff is even free. They don't charge anything. For example, we go. They don't charge anything, at least now. So we can make use of the services, call it one-on-one net meetings, or you can even give upload documents with big files, and the movies. I mean, when I say movie, we record it when we are teaching it. For example, we have many videos recorded, all his lectures. Brian, when he is teaching at various universities, we recorded that stuff, so we can pass on that information, and you can practice listening to his lectures. So there are many ways we can help these people, but the biggest question is, the jobs, the permanent roles. When I say jobs, I'm talking about permanent jobs. We started working with IBM and also Accenture. The same scenario. Little slow down on permanent roles. When it comes to permanent jobs, it's still not that much picked up.
could you give us all a card, so if we know of any other people that would like a presentation, or if we know of any corporations that use, we could look on your website and see any corporations that use the SAP, and maybe give you contacts of different places to go.
Yeah.
I have cards are over here on the table, so feel free to take one, and I will be more than happy to investigate those areas.
Are you doing a graduate DePaul University?
Which one, sir?
DePaul University.
DeVry?
DePaul.
DePaul. DePaul.
We have tried.
We haven't tried, right?
We have tried.
We have tried.
You have one?
No, we're working directly with DeVry, Benedictine, Keller, and pretty soon St. Xavier. And some community centers such as the Career Community Center and Naperville.
And also
Albany Park.
Center. We work with the other not-for-profit organizations too. Career Center, community centers, we go there and teach.
I had a question. Could you tell us a little bit about how you started SAP and a little about your background? Because I had no knowledge of the organization whatsoever before I came here. Actually, Anthony invited me.
What does SAP mean?
And
SAP
what does SAP mean? How did you invent it? And just
SAP is a German company. Started in 1972, and SAP is systems, applications, products. So long time back in early 70s, 4 German guys working for IBM in a department called SAP. They were serving in a department called SAP, systems, application, products. So they came out and they invented this product. This is a planning tool, enterprise resource planning tool. It's going to seamlessly integrate the sales department, purchasing, inventory, manufacturing, warehouse, quality, human resources, finance, and control in one single click, which is real time, instantaneously, seamlessly integrating all the departments for a better planning, for a better demand fulfillment, and inventory optimization. That's what it is famous for. We call it ERP, enterprise, which is a company. Resources are manpower, machinery, money, planning. When we are talking about 40 millions, 50 millions, and 100 countries, it's a huge permutations and combinations which cannot be done with any manual process. So these people, the 4 German engineers, industrial engineers, they invented this in early 70s, and it is number 1 worldwide, and they're everywhere. And since it is a number 1 tool, every company is running on SAP. So they often say best run company runs on SAP. So if you take any bigger company, if they are not running on SAP, I'll be surprised. So having said that, they're also getting into mid-size, small companies, meaning as small as 1 million. And also you have seen the product pricing also, like $495. So one single user. So they have come down so much, and the popularity is increases so much. And that's where most of the jobs are. Even in this bad economy, we still able to get jobs. We still doing pretty good. And I myself is SAP guy, consultant, started some 17 years ago. And I worked in almost all big companies, starting from Accenture, IBM, all the big companies. And we started this company in 2000. It's been more than 11 years. And we sell this product, SAP, and we are value-added resellers. And this is a profitable company. And we invest 10% of the profit into our service-oriented activities, which is SAP Knowledge Abilities Network, to uplift some of our physically challenged people. Okay. So that's what we are doing for the past couple of years. And so far, we have 20-25 students who are already trained on various tools. And there are many success stories. Many are working right now. Monica is working for Bible for the past 4 or 5 years, I guess. And Sue Martin is also working for us. And Brian is also working for SAP as a mentor on demand. And Bill was with us earlier. And many more are going to come. And our focus right now is, instead of only one company hiring, how nice it is if 10-15 companies, like you hire one, you know. So we can train as many as possible at no cost, because we have resources, we have energy, and we have passion, enthusiasm, and most of it, we like doing this. We feel happy by doing this, which is more important for us. So the idea of sponsoring this type of events, quite often, we do it every quarter. This is the fourth one we are doing. So idea is to showcase this, to say what we are capable and what skills we bring onto the table, which will be very nice, very useful for you guys. For example, when Bill Rose was explaining how you can monitor your key performance indicators. For example, if I'm a realtor, how the forecast is, what all areas are doing good, or what type of revenue streams are good, what range of houses are going to be more in demand, and what was the previous history, what was the history before that, what are the patterns. And as Bill Rose explained you, he can put some beautiful meters and pie charts, bar charts, and the interactive, the one which he is explaining, XLCS, which is interactive. If you are talking to your customer, and you can show him what if this is the constraint, how your performance is going to be affected in real time. So these are some of the things which are very cool, which is very, very useful for any company, for that matter of fact, because any company needs performance, the key performance indicators. And if I don't know where my inventory is, I keep on buying it because I don't know where it is. If I know where it is, I stop buying it, which is a cash flow, which is additional money for me. So these reports are going to be very helpful for all of us. Let it be a small company. The reason for asking this gentleman the price is, I just want to tell you that this is a big company, big product, but they made it so cheap. Just by 500 or 495, you have all your key performance indicator at your fingertips, and that would open up actually opportunities for all of us. So Brian is eager to go and implement and show you the value addition, what you can achieve. Same thing with Bill Rose, and he's thinking out of the box. He is using his skills for the social cause, like in the Chicago public school. What are these things happening, and how we can see, and if you know what is going on, then you can think of how to curb it, how to reduce it. If I don't see those pictures, how the things are happening, good or bad, I have no clue how to control them. So these visual pictures will be more helpful to bring everyone on same page, on same screen, with less effort. And once they go out from the room, what if most of you are pretend that you're all lawmakers. Once you know what is going on, once you go out, definitely you are going to react and you are going to do something. So that's the kind of, that's the kind of big hope what we have. Okay. So everything
Raj,
is hope.
You mentioned that SAP is such and so, and it can be co-branded for a certain price with a variety of interfacing platforms. How does Yville, what did you do, and how did Yville come about? Can you tell a little bit about that?
How Yville has started?
Yeah, I don't know about the...
Yeah, Yville is started by my wife, who is a woman entrepreneur, and she started that, and I'm enjoying the fruits.
And you're what?
Enjoying the fruits. And she started, and, since I'm the guy who knows SAP, then I'm the one who is actually building the business. I teach. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who teach us, but they charge, but I don't charge. It's not that I don't money. You know, I share the knowledge. You know, the more you give, it's like, you know, if you like it, many people will come.
It's kind of the reverse in our family. My wife is in the education part.
Okay.
And I guess nowadays, through legislation, in education, what has been mandated is that there should be some reason for it, there should be some purpose for it, not that someone can read A to Z and put words together and make sense of it and then they go out on their own, but there should be some cause for it, some justification for taking the time and teaching the people. So to put them into some active work, whether it be volunteering, paid for service, or, you know, ultimately what it is for, you know.
Yeah. So it's job oriented. So as you see,
it is.
Many people are learning and they're all working somewhere. Some are working for me, some are independent. You know, some are working for bigger organization. Some people work for some time, then they go for bigger opportunities. Some people started their own companies. You know, definitely the key is knowledge. Once they have the knowledge, it's up to you how you utilize it. Some people are using it to get a job. Some people are using it to share it with others. Some people are using it to teach others make money. Some people are using it to start their own company. So, but for anything, knowledge is powerful. We need to have the knowledge. The knowledge that is going to get you a job or put you in a better situation. So this is the job-oriented tool, which is helping me and helping others. So with this, thanks to the German guys, I have a job. I can provide a job for others. End of the day, that is more satisfying than anything else.
It seems like it's such a joyful group.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just
So what do you do?
very joyful.
Yes, what do you do? I sell this, and what else do you do? I teach it. So what? I live for myself. I have bread and butter. I can hire somebody, they can also have some bread and butter. End of the day, I practice. It's a successful model for more than 11 years.
So now we need clones of you.
Yeah,
Spread it around.
Yeah, this is called trainers, you know. So that's why I'm keeping quiet today. Because that's my students that run the job. So see, they're doing a wonderful job. He's the event manager. I did nothing in this event, and everything is done by Brian and Sue Martini, Monica Luna, Alma, and of course all of you who participated here. It's growing. Yeah, it's growing.
Thank you, Raj, and I just want to give my PSA that there's a sheet of paper going around. If anyone lives in Cook County, please feel free to endorse that. It's based off what you said. It just reminded me of my Waterbank Reclamation District of Chicago. There's a gentle lady by the name of Barbara Moore, who is Green Corps CEO in 49th Ward, City of Chicago, and she's running for commissioner. So if anyone can endorse the petition I have, then that would be very nice. If you live in Cook County, please sign it. It will definitely help.
Yeah. We have office in Cook County.
Please sign it.
So we have office in Cook County, Will County, and DuPage County. So
How many people here are interested in actually learning this?
I live in DuPage, you can't sign it.
SAP.
This is my sister.
The district reports? Yeah, it's just $4.99.
Yeah, well, what I was gonna ask is are you guys interested in learning this at all? Because it's $500